We thought we'd seen and heard just about everything, but what we found there surprised even our own Chris Hansen. A reminder, some of what you'll see is explicit.
I want to show you something personal. Well, it's something underneath my pants. It starts with a P and ends in an S.
Wait a minute.
Hello?
There's one more day left in our undercover operation, and perverted justice decoys are still in chat rooms.
I got those other pictures, and let me tell you.
Our investigation is about to take a disturbing turn. A decoy is hit on by someone you'd never dream could be involved in trying to have sex with a young teen.
Assistant District Attorney for Kaufman County, using fake pics.
But here in Murphy, Texas, just outside of Dallas, this is the first time we've come across an assistant district attorney.
Assistant District Attorney for Kaufman County.
What makes you think that's him?
Because we traced it back to his MySpace.
56-year-old Louis William Conrad Jr. is a prosecutor in a neighboring county.
Whatever you'd like to do.
He's been chatting on the phone with an actor hired by Dateline and online with a decoy from Perverted Justice. And there's little doubt about what's on his mind.
He sent penis pictures.
Frag from Perverted Justice alerts police.
He got pretty sexual on the phone and it's recorded. We're chatting with him right now.
I'd like to if you let me.
The phone number he gave us traced to his home phone.
Using the screen name Inxs00, the 56-year-old chats with a boy who says he's 13. The prosecutor pretends to be a 19-year-old college student, sending these pictures of a young man who looks like a model. The decoy acts suspicious.
You're hot and in college. You can get all the guys you want. Why me?
To me, you're hot.
Why?
I like younger.
Really? Like for boyfriend or just sex?
Both.
Jeez.
Later, the prosecutor sends pornography to the decoy.
Is that your
Penis.
Yes.
It looks huge.
Please don't trade it, Luke, okay?
No, I swear.
The chat continues on and off for 2 weeks. The assistant district attorney, Inxs00, asks the decoy if he likes to kiss and cuddle. The decoy asks what he means. Inxs00 responds, holding each other, feeling all over. Later, the prosecutor says he'd love to see the boy masturbate.
So when do you want to come over?
Eventually, they talk about meeting in person.
You could bring some condoms. Maybe you could bring some beer.
But Conrad never shows up. Still, in the eyes of the law, it makes no difference. In Texas, he's already committed a crime.
One thing I didn't ask you, does this guy have any weapons? I would have to say no to my knowledge right now. That's all I can say.
Back at the gas station in Terrell, police are waiting for another judge to review the evidence and grant a search warrant of Conrad's home. They already have the arrest warrant.
Their only mission on the execution search warrant is to get the computer stuff and anything else associated with that, and then bring it out.
While the chief waits in Terrell, just how graphic were the prosecutor's conversations? Remember, he pretended to be this 19-year-old. In his chat with the perverted justice decoy, he talked about wanting to watch the boy masturbate and holding each other and feeling all over. He sent pornographic pictures.
Maybe we could take some pictures of ourselves.
He also had a phone conversation with this decoy, during which he asked if they were going to have sex and agreed to bring condoms.
He wants me to call him back.
But for some reason, Conrad abruptly stopped chatting, and Perverted Justice discovered he deleted his MySpace page. Although he was invited by the decoy, the DA never showed up at our undercover house. But Chief Myrick says, in the eyes of the law, it doesn't make a difference. Conrad has still committed a felony.
The law in Texas specifies that the meeting itself never even has to occur.
As we mentioned earlier, because the prosecutor doesn't live in Murphy, Chief Myrick has turned over the job of arresting him to local police in Conrad's hometown of Terrell. A sergeant who's known the prosecutor for more than 20 years knocks on the door.
We really hoped, as they knocked on the door, that Mr. Conrad would peer out through the peephole, through a window or whatever, and he would see a face that he would recognize, and that he would easily open the door and talk, and then we could approach at that time and say, this is why we're here.
But Conrad never comes to the door. The police, however, can tell that he's inside. They can see a TV and a computer are both on.
So it appeared as though someone was right there just a short while ago.
Yeah. Maybe watching television, working computer at the same time.
Since police suspect he's inside, refusing to answer the door, the Terrell police call for backup.
We're on the phone now calling the TAC team out to get them in line.
Okay. We're apparently going to have a little bit of waiting period because, you know, as I said,
put together the tactical team.
The police wait outside Conrad's home about 45 minutes until the tactical team arrives. There's still no sign of Conrad. The officers line up in formation and head to the back of the house. Then we hear a faint crack. The officers force their way in. For almost 5 minutes, we don't see or hear anything. Then Lieutenant Adana Barber of the Murphy Police Department comes out and tells us what happened.
As they made entry, they confronted the suspect. I believe he was in the hallway, and he told them he wasn't going to hurt them, and then shot himself in the head.
And he had a pistol in his hand.
Small caliber.
It was a devastating tragedy, a shock to all of us when the 56-year-old, a man who has prosecuted criminals for more than 2 decades, shot himself. We watched as an emergency medical team arrived and hoped they could somehow save him. But as Conrad is brought out on a stretcher, it's clear his condition is grave. He is then airlifted to Parkland Memorial Hospital in Dallas, where he later dies.
Out of all the scenarios that you considered as those minutes ticked by, was Mr. Conrad's suicide one of them?
Absolutely not. We anticipated there was going to be a fight, and by that I mean a legal fight, but we never anticipated anything like that.
Police searched Conrad's home and seized 3 computers. Chief Myrick says a specialist at the local sheriff's office was unable to search the computer because the hard drive had so many complicated locks on it.
They've had to communicate directly with the security personnel with the Sony Corporation and sent the computers to them, and they are working as we speak, I guess, to try to dismantle those locks and get into the hard drive on that computer.
What does that say about the contents of those?
Unfortunately, I mean, and I am just surmising or guessing here too, that it's going to be something that's going to be way worse than the chats or even than the pictures that he had already sent.
Why was it so important to you to move quickly here? Why not, for instance, wait until Monday morning and let him go into the office and make a controlled arrest at his office?
Simply because when he started the maneuvers to erase evidence or to close out accounts and everything, we didn't want there to be any more destruction of the records and evidence tampering things than what had already taken place.
Conrad's boss, Ray Sumrow, the district attorney in Rockwall County, has been critical of Chief Myrick, saying he rushed to make the arrest without consulting him first. Sumrow claims the chief was more interested in Dateline's cameras than in justice. Myrick strongly denies that and says he went by the book and even took the extra step of contacting the police chief in Conrad's town.
From the police end of it, now you got reviewed by 2 chiefs. On the legal end, you got reviewed by 2 judges, and we all think we're making pretty sound decisions here and that it is time to do something.
So this just wasn't the Murphy PD saying,
it
let's go
wasn't
get
anything that was taken lightly by anybody. And then everybody took note of who he was, all the way up the line. We all knew who he was. And nobody anticipated the kind of outcome that resulted. And certainly nobody wanted that kind of outcome.
Another vocal critic, the prosecutor's sister, Patricia Conrad. She spoke at a Murphy Town Council meeting just days after her brother killed himself.
My family and I have experienced a great deal of hurt and sadness over this situation. And I intend to fight as hard and as long as I can to prevent other people from becoming victims of such reckless actions as those taken by your employees, which were set in motion by a self-appointed group acting as judge, jury, and executioner. That was encouraged by an out-of-control reality show. I will never consider my brother's death a suicide.
For the record, since Conrad never came to the house, there's no indication that he knew Dateline was involved.